Hi everybody, Mr. Seward here, and the purpose of this video is to teach you how to put your miniature train components together and make a assembly of them. So I'm going to start the assembly file here, and the first thing I want to do is I want to go up to my uh, in the assemble toolbar. I'm going to go up to place component. And in place component here, you're going to see that Inventor wants you to create good file management strategies. You want all of your components that are going into an assembly to be in a folder with the assembly that is going to be using them. So that's one thing. I'm going to scroll down here and find my train body right there. And I'm going to say open. Now, the train body is attached to my cursor and I can move it around right now. I'm going to pick here and you're going to see that you can have a second instance of this put in to your assembly drawing if you want. But I don't, in this case, want that. So I'm going to get rid of this ghost image by just hitting the escape key. Now, a couple things about that organization of a folder. Once you start using parts out of a folder, you never want to change the name of a part, and you also never want to change its location, because if you have an assembly that uses that part, in either of those instances, you will not be able to find them again. The software will come up with a couple different kinds of error messages, and it's a bit of a nightmare. So don't move things and do not rename things. All right, now I'm going to go back to place here. I'm going to click, and I'm going to put in the train wheel in this instance, and I'll say open. And I'm going to put in actually 4 train wheels here. I'm going to just place them around the body of the train. And a couple of them are not turned in the direction that I'd like them to be. 2 of them are, because they're going to sit against the body of our train like this. But before I start doing any of that work, and the first thing I should have done before I actually put the wheels in, is I should right click on the body and click on the word grounded. When you do that, now I cannot move this. I'll unground this to show it to you for a second. I can move this all over the place right now, and you don't want that. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to ground that part. It won't move anywhere. So this is the base. This is what I'm building everything on. It has to be grounded. Back to the wheels. Now, I'm going to use constraints, and I'm going to click the constraint tool, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different constraints in this particular dialog box. We're going to use the insert constraint. And this is primarily the constraint we're going to use for most of the things on this drawing. But insert, what you have to think about is what two circular parts or lines are going to sit up against each other. For instance, I'll zoom in here and pull this up. I'm going to click on the outside of that circle, and I'm going to hold my shift key down, by the way, and my center mouse wheel, and this is going to do what's called free rotate. And then I'm going to go to the circle that is at the center of the wheel, and it's got this edge. So this edge is going to sit up against the other one. So let's zoom out here, and we'll do our shift mouse key again. And I'm going to hit apply. So right now, those two things are sitting up against each other. And when I put my cursor on here, I can spin the wheel. Okay. Now I'll go back to my home screen just to make life a little easier. I'm going to do the same thing to this back wheel. I'm going to put it onto here, and then I'll show you how I'm going to handle. Well, maybe I'll just show you that now, and then we'll do this. So I've got this first wheel on, and I'm just going to hit cancel here right now. And now what I want to do is I'm going to click on the wheel itself, and I'm going to go up to the word free rotate. And now I can kind of spin this around and get it oriented mostly in the way that it's going to actually work on the train body, or how it's going to sit against it. So I'm going to start my constrain tool. I'm going to use insert. I'll zoom in here so you can see it. I'm going to click on that edge of the hole, shift and mouse wheel, and I'm going to get the other one right there, and I'm going to hit apply. Now I can do the same thing right here to this one without even going out of the constraint thing. Okay. And by the way, if something comes in the wrong orientation, you can always flip it around by selecting on solution right here. And then I can hit apply, go home. And since we're here doing this right now, right, we'll just do this one. There we go. And hit apply and cancel. And I'll go back home just to kind of get me accented the way I want. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to place. I'm going to hit the axle peg now. I'll say open. I'll put 4 of those in. Push escape. And this is going to be a very similar thing. I'm going to hit constrain. I'm going to go to the edge of the hole that is going to be the constrained part. Let me do that again because it didn't work correctly. Right there. And then I'm going to click that edge on the inside of the axle peg and hit apply. Same deal here. That guy to that guy. Apply. Spin it around. That one to that one. Apply. Whoops. And that one to that one. Apply. And cancel. So that is the axle peg and putting that in. Now, we can spin the wheels, which is fine. We want that to happen. But I can also spin the axle pegs. So I don't want that. I want those to be constrained so that they don't turn. Now, the way you go about doing that is you use your constraint, but instead of using insert here, I'm going to use angle. And I'm going to just click on one of the surfaces of that hex head in there, and then I'll go to the bottom of the train body, and I will click on that, and I'm going to click on my first solution and hit apply. And let's see if I can actually spin that anymore. I can't. So now I'm going to go do that 3 more times, right? So constrain, angle, first solution. That surface, that'll work. That surface. Apply, cancel. Go back to home here. Okay. Strain, angle, here we go. I'll free rotate this time just because it's quicker. Now all of those axle pegs are in place, and if I click on them and try to rotate them, they don't. Next up, I'm going to put my stack in. So place, and there's my stack. I'm going to hit open. I'm going to just put in one of these. I'll use for constraint here, I'll use my insert constraint. I'm going to click the bottom of that to the bottom of the hole in the train body and select apply. Let's see, just a couple more things to do here. There's more than a couple. Place. Next up will be the, where is he? Hitch peg stack. Linkage arm. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. I want to put in the linkage arm. I'll put him in one in over here and the other one over there. And I'll zoom in. Now I'm going to constrain, and I'm going to use insert. I'm going to get the edge of that to that little edge right there. I'm going to hit apply, and it looks like it's okay, right? Except for I can still do this to it. So I don't want that. So I have to also attach this one. So constrain, insert, that edge there to that edge there. And I just hit apply. And then I will turn around here and I'll do this other one. So that edge can go right to that corner. And this one's going to be actually a little bit easier to do. And then this one can go to spin it here to this one and hit apply and cancel. Back to home, just to get me back in. Now, we got to put in the pins. So place, and you can put in, more than just one part at a time. I just find it to be much less aggravating, I guess is the best way to put it. Let's find my pins, train link pin, hit open. So I'll put in 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And this is a similar activity to what we've done already. Insert that small hole there and that. Apply. Small hole to that one. Apply. Small hole to that one. Apply. Apply. And we've got all of those in. Now the next thing we need to do is put in the parts for the hitch magnet and peg. So place. I'm going to put in the hitch magnet and the hitch peg. I'll say open. Now they're both here. Hit escape, and I will take and constrain the hitch peg to the hitch magnet, and I got something wrong there, so I'm going to cancel that. Constrain again. I'll select that little hole there to that edge right there. I'll hit apply. Now I can do the insert for this to that hole. and hit apply. And for some reason, this is not going the way I want it to. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel and undo a couple times here and here. And I will now constrain the insert this to here, apply, here to here, and hit apply, and then cancel. So that is the assembly of the complete train, and that is what you're going to need to do.